So I was gonna do a little quick backtesting session. The goal of the session is literally just to focus on market structure, and like right now I have my setup. I know it really well, my model and all this. But like at times I don't really look at the overall structure, like what did every single candle do. So if I can have better understanding of like exactly what every single candle does, for example, like let's say this isn't a great example, but let's go on the 15. Okay, so let's say we're on the 5 minute here and we're looking at it from this angle. So it's like, what was the purpose of this candle? Yeah, well, the purpose of this candle was to manipulate, and then we had a PSP right here, and then we closed below. So every next candle's purpose should be to get to this low, and then after that, if we have sequential SMT or any SMT and we go higher, then that was the purpose of all these candles, and then later we should have a retest on the highs here. So here's exactly what that's gonna happen. So it goes lower, and right here you see it. So above there's through the highs, right? Oh well, I'm on the March contract, so it's really ugly. Probably wrong day, but right there 934. And so here's the start of the next one. It's the first minute, and then you can see how that was a retest. That's the pullback, and then that also lines up with like a small fill right here. It's not sequential, but it's a fill and it's there. So let's see. Obviously this is all like, let's see how that would work. 50 tick stop. Yep, and it would work. As long as it gives me 250, I don't really care. Okay, and it did. So obviously I already saw the hindsight here, but that's not the point. Because the point is understanding the fact that we had a body retest of the high, and then that body retest of the high on the 1 minute, right, we had a fill. And then also on the 1 minute, if you see it lined up with the body on body, that was pretty good. Now, this is the part where I kind of struggle with, I need to improve upon. So on the 5 minute, I can easily tell you need to retest the high, but on the 1 minute, how can I confidently know that this retracement won't be deeper? And that's something that I have a hard time with. Like, I'm really trying to figure that out. So, I mean, if I set it like this or something, right? I mean, this is a decent cheese pull, -1, -1.5, and this is really it for the retracement. So it's not enough for me. So it just, I had a little bit of a hard time with that. Obviously, I can just wait for, like this one closed above, right? So the chances of us reversing down extremely lower, like back in this gap, are pretty small because we closed above. But like, I don't have a good consistency of like I don't have any statistics on this, so I just don't know. But let's go on to a different time in the previous day when the price wasn't so ugly. Let's just go ahead and do like this Monday, for example. Well, no, we'll just do the week before. We'll do one entire week for you guys. Actually, for myself. Alright, there we go. Bam, bam. So there's that 9 a.m. candle. So Dow pulled back. We'll probably go lower the next one, right? Yeah. So the reason I thought you would go lower the next one, I know I could have just saw it, but I'm not even paying attention. I'm just tired. So the next one, so watch. When Dow pulls back like this into a key level, while NQ and ES are taking lows, then I use all of this Dow manipulation as a reason for us to continue lower. And then this is a pretty crazy way that you can get some insane returns. But If you understood that, then that's going to benefit you if you can figure that out. Either way, let's hop that 930 on. Okay, so once again, let's go ahead and look at what we got here. So, what do we have here, right? We have our new day opening gap up here. Beautiful. And then new day opening gap up there. Okay, so we ran back up in the new day opening gap. That's clear. And then from there, we just ran lower. We have true day. Do we have anything up there? So this is another thing. Like, there's no sequential SMT here, so it's like throwing me off a little bit. But it's accumulation, and if you have higher time frame, something in a higher time frame there, I just have to be like, okay, we're continuing lower. We're just going to continue. Yep. So let's see. Bam. This Tuesday highs. Yeah, Tuesday 732.5, 725. Bodies closed above, bodies closed above, bodies closed above. Okay. Nothing there. So the only thing that we had was a non-sequential fill on the hourly right here, but also like we didn't have anything at the lows to really reverse us higher. Like right here we had this weekly, the lows, but then we pulled back up and just accumulated and just dropped back down. So if we do a pull, I guess that's my change in state. Yeah, this one. So this right here, I want to see that be a -4. Yeah, that's right around there. Right around that -4. So that was like an extreme, then we have to pull back. So this is just going to be a continued delivery. Okay, well, you see, like sometimes, like I just don't see the sequential SMT. Like I just don't see it, and it's not there on the 1 hour. Like it just, I'm looking at it. It's just not there. So when it's not there, you have to look at price action and just confidently be able to expect certain moves. And so that's exactly what I'm trying to practice. So let's see. Okay. All right. Here's our gap. This is the only gap in Q2. Okay. So in the manipulation gap, this is the only gap. All right. So we need to pull back into something on Q2. It's either these highs, which is London highs, or that Q2 gap. So let's mark the gap out. All right, so if we have a pull from the low that lines up with this gap, then I'm more likely to look into that gap target than the highs. Same thing also if Dow just instantly rips up there, then it's like, okay, whatever. Then just the Dow doing the Dow. So right there, that pull, chop, chop, chop. All right. All right. So one more. Where did this pull back into? This didn't really pull back into anywhere. Okay. So look, I want to say it pulled back into anywhere specific. I mean, we got this right here. Right. Bam, bam, which was very clean. Very clean. No doubt about that. Dow closed above both, so Dow is, you know, significantly higher than the others, which is a good thing. Yeah. It used to be about it for Dow there. Okay, bam. So what does this give us? Well, we have to check the Dow. So right here. All right. So we have this one. We have this one. So essentially what I'm given here. Okay, so if I can either choose this one as my change in state. Honestly, that is the more aggressive, serious change in state here. If you go on the 15-minute, that's very important. on a 15-minute we do it, we want to see that negative 1.5 be lining up with our levels. So negative 2 and negative 2.5 right here, which is beautiful for that reversal. But if we want a retracement level, especially since NQ and ES, I mean, we're assuming NQ and ES will not turn around up there, we want negative 1 to 1.5. And as we can see, this shit lines up, looks like it lines up damn near to the ticket, which is totally fine. So our expectation essentially is the lower end of that gap, and I'm using the 15-minute because it's a 15-minute gap. I guess you can try to use the 1 hour on it. That won't really work. Yeah, that won't really work. On the 5-minute, negative 2, negative 2 point, perfect, right? So lower time frame, it's a reversal. Higher time frame, it's a retracement, right? So that's essentially the kind of logic I use. So higher time frame, I want that negative 1, negative 1.5. Lower time frame, I want that negative 2, negative 2.5. So there's negative 2, negative 2.5. So essentially, if you want the Dow to reverse, like the best area would be like the very high of the Dow's wick would be, we would assume like right here. Yep. So you can see it came awfully close. Hit that CE level. That's a classic right there. So when I see this on the Dow right here, right before 10 o'clock, I mean this is just a no-brainer. Like the Dow just did its pullback thing. Like that's just what it does. And on these super runny days, that's literally what the Dow does. So that was essentially my expectation from the moment it ripped like this. Simple as that. And so when I see this happen on the Dow, that first giant candle up, after that I'm just going on Q and ES and just hunting down a setup between the two of them. So right here we have microcycle. Unfortunately, we literally cannot do anything with that microcycle. I just farted so bad. That shit fucking stings. Anyway. Damn, bro. I'm polluting the air. Anyway. Fuck. Alright. Back in the 1 minute. Okay, so. Okay, this is great. Let's see what levels, right? Check this out. Wick came through. Let's see. Bam. Okay, like that. Let's hop on the 3. Okay. Hop on the 5. Okay. Perfect. So we retraced. Bam, manipulated. Close below. So a lot of people, I feel like here's a common mistake I feel like a lot of people might make, and it's why would we choose this level? Why would we choose this level and not this one? If we already wicked through and closed below. So if I want to see our retracement, I want to see our retracement literally over here. So let's go ahead and just see that. So let's draw this retracement out. Negative 1, negative 1.5. Very nice. Very nice. And if we take the one that broke it through, you'd get this. See, because here's the CISD, so here's the wick through. Bam, bam. Okay. And then if we do the same thing on the ES, we get levels that are actually a lot high. No, not a lot higher up. It's a lot lower. Wow. ES is a lot lower. Looks like ES won't pull back as much. Okay. We got that. Let's go one more candle. I want to throw my limit down right there, because that's that wick CISD, right? Yeah, I like that. I like that. And then we're gonna have a 50 tick stop. Well, not 50. In this scenario, we would have to do 40, because so 42, 36. All right, okay, and onward. Okay, so most it can pull back is just touch this gap, which seems realistic. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, am I missing something? Alright. Bro. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. I feel like it would be pretty safe to assume that if we're pulling back again like that, then I'm not going to have my limit there anymore because we closed fully through the gap. Alright. Let's just continue with this. Because that would have, you see, if I entered on that top tick here, I could have just adjusted my stuff break even, right? And if this was 200, now what? That right there, bro. That right there would have smacked already for a 5-hour partial. That's a 5-hour, bro. What the hell? Yo, bro, this is crazy, man. All in 5-hour just from that fucking little move. That's crazy. Anyway. Alright, let's pull back a bit more. Well, we gotta go on the one. Okay. We're in that next level range. Okay, -4 max expansion on the yes. We took out this high. So what are we looking at right now? Looking at this right here. Right. So first, okay, and we did go up to this. Okay, so you see, in this case, this would have worked. This right here would have absolutely worked. And I don't have any idea how to know if it should be this one or that one. Like, how should I know it's not this one and it's this one? Like, that's something that just doesn't really make much sense to me. I'm trying to figure it out. So there's this candle. That's the 3-minute. Alright, so yeah. So we got that level. Now, that's fine. This is the highest level we can really retrace to if you think about it. Because it lines up with -4 once CS hits that. We got -2, -2.5 off that first low. So, I mean, this is a perfect spot. Okay. So, and then if we can also line up one more fib to have a more precise entry. Let's just restart this one, be more precise. Bam, bam. I want this right here to line up like with an extreme. So, what is this? This is 819.5, 819.25, 19.5. Okay, so that lines up with -4. And then where's -5? -5 lines up with -2.5. So literally in between that. I mean, let's just see. In between the two, we get exactly this high. Alright, so these two are lining up quite nicely as well. So that gives us this. Now, we go back to the idea of this. For using this swing as the CISD right here. So, CISD. Then that means that our stop has to be at most halfway. So halfway is 908.5. 908. Buy stop. So this is the absolute maximum that it can go to. Like, if it goes up there, it's gone. So now what I'm looking at is on the 1 minute, I'm trying to just see, like, I need to justify some kind of a level to bring me lower because that is just extremely high. All right, so I see this gap right here. right? And this gap's kind of telling me like, okay, we can't get up here. Like, we're not going to go there. So because of that, I'm lowering my buy stop a bit lower. Now, obviously, this isn't based off the model. This is based off of me. So this seems a bit more realistic. I mean, now our range is 50 ticks. That's not too bad. And that seems fine. So now if I'm throwing my limit down, so first manipulation leg, I also want to see if the ES lines up with it too. So here would be this one, -1, I go 5, -2.5. Yeah, there's not much we can do there. All right, so based off all this, we start running extremely higher. I think our sell limit's in a good spot. Now, the point is simple, right? So if we're still bearish, which we have to be bearish on this day. Like, we just have to, like, we have to have the right bias. Like, if our bias is wrong, that's an issue beyond us. Like, that's an issue with our 9 a.m. That's completely separate. Like, that shouldn't affect our like general profitability. I don't know how to explain it. Whatever. So here's this CISD, right? Mark that out. Okay, so we have the micro here, our retracement back. Would this be another micro? Wouldn't it be another micro? It would be just a retracement. Check the 5 minute. Okay, so here, so the 5 minute also kind of confirming to us, like, we can't really reverse here. Like, we have this 90 with UIM, but what's this 90 for? It's for a pullback, right? Because on NQ and ES, we ran way lower, and we're just going to continue lower on the hourly, essentially. So, like, if you look at the hour, like, our goal right here just to continue lower. We don't have a weekly, we don't have anything. So that 90 is just there to be there, essentially. So, yeah, and then, obviously, you can put your sell limit at CISD. The reason I put it here, I saw what the day's going to do. Right? We just saw what it's going to do. But we need to just also have good practices, right? Because if you have good practices, then that's what we're going to end up doing. And so the thing about this one is that, okay, I don't know what it's doing, bro. The thing about this one is that it's at a body high, right? Very little wick on this one. And it's also 932, so we just got to get used to that. Anyway, running higher. So let's go ahead and see. So we went up there, wicked up there. What did we have? It's just not much. We just went up there. We got this SMT now. If we have a market structure shift now lower, then that makes it a little bit difficult because, well, it probably means that we missed the perfect entry there. So essentially, if we bodies close below here, then we'll expect to retest higher. I really don't even remember at this point if we get filled. Okay, well, I'm expecting us to get filled there. Okay. Was my thing at the... Okay. Fine. Well, first one we'll pretend like I didn't get filled because I just messed up my limit. Whatever. Okay, body close below. Right. Now we got to throw the limit at the wicks. So the wicks, where are the wicks? We close below here. Here's the manipulation leg, so I would just throw it down right here. Yeah, I mean, your stop has to be wide, no doubt about it. Like, unfortunately, your stop is wide. Okay. Ha. There you go. So this is, I'm happy I'm on demo. I'm happy I'm on demo. Holy lesson learned, bro. Holy lesson learned. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Yep. That right there is why we use standard deviations and we do not chase price. Oh boy. I would have got fucked anyway. What was it? Well, that was what did it hit point halfway? Let me check. Didn't hit halfway. Well, there you go. I tried to crush my stop lower and I paid the price. See? But now watch. Let's say my entry was just, where it was. So just like my entry was a little bit above the high. So let's say it was here. Right? And then I put my stop. Yep. That's crazy, bro. See? Then you would have came out on top and you could have got the 10R that you needed. Boy. So, I mean, all this is really telling me is just on running days, throw that shit up there, man. Like, make that lighter stop. But let's see. Let's say I missed this one for some fucking reason. Where do we pull back to? Okay, we wake up here through it. What does this give us? This is a test through the middle. So essentially, if I see this, like, right, this that final pull that just swept all of it. If I see a market structure shift after here, I need to be very confident with it. So that's essentially the whole idea of it, because like if our maximum retracement levels get hit, and after that, like, you just need to be reversing. Like, that's it. So, okay. So then I want to say this is, I mean, that actually is a change in state. That's literally the first change in state, and the only one you need. So, I mean, you can just throw your limit right here. But throw your limit here, your stop has to be right here. So you're going to have a wide stop. Well, actually, no, you don't have to have your stop all the way there. You can just have your stop a little under, like, let's say something like this. Yeah. Should I put it there? Fine. I don't even remember what it does. Okay. So, I guess these highs could work. Okay. Why did that not work? That didn't work because we had nothing at this high, so then these ones had to get wicked out. Okay, lesson learned. So, but like, you guys can tell, like, I'm not consistent on this shit. Like, on the 15-second, like, I'm consistent in terms of, like, when I see my fill set up, like, I can just take that. But I'm learning all this market structure stuff just now. So, like, this right here, for example, like, bro, like, being able to understand that, hey, like, we close below on here, right? But even though we close below on there, we still might pull back. And so what I think I have to do is like right here, I'm assuming that this is a swing high, right? If I'm assuming that's a swing high and my absolute, like, kill level end the entire trade is this TCE, which is right here, then I need to be putting my limit essentially, like, up here and just saying fuck it, like, I don't really care. Yeah, that's really it. Like, and now that pullback, did it touch? No, it didn't touch anything. Yep, right here. That's that next CE level. That's that gap. Let's see if we pull back. -2, -2.5. We'll just see if this works. And then our stop is just going to be, again, we're going to use this CISD. I literally have no idea if this is even going to work. It didn't work. Why didn't it work? My assumption is because here's the low, here's the high. Even though this was another manipulation leg, only went to the first one. Also, it hit this one on the S. So yeah, so essentially, what you should have done is stop, limit at this gap, and then stop halfway of this pretty wide stop. But this is just safe. It's a safe spot. All right, because bam, and then watch this right here. This right here is that giveaway. Like the bodies didn't close above it. That's just SMT, bro. That's like, I mean, SMT. Like that just tells you it. And this is also sequential right here. Bam, this close. So after that, you can throw that wick up there. That's just so important. Yes. So yeah. But by no means am I not able to replicate this kind of a trade again. Like I'm telling you, like I already have the understanding of, okay, right here sequential SMT, bam bam. All I need to add in now is understanding here's a CISD, so we can't like I understand that this is a sequential SMT, right? But the wick can still go somewhere, and I need to limit that wick. That's what I have the CE for. That's what I have. Let's see. What else do I have? That's what I have the CE for. That's what I have the negative 2.5. This little other one, negative 4.5. Like that's what all of these things are doing. We're sandwiching that limit in. And so you can see like by no means am I perfect, man. But hey, like I'm not giving up, and like that's the thing. Like this is good. Like this is great practice. Like this is what you should be doing on your weekends, because there's no other way to it. Like, and obviously here's the touch, right? Here's the touch on Dow. So if you already partialed out, here's that 10 a.m. candle. You can expect this thing just to continue flawlessly, but wait a damn minute. I want to see if this one hits the gap. So this is another thing, right? Right here is technically, well, this wick is just so long, so I would rather use this one. So let's go ahead and see if we continue to this gap, because that would have been a fill. Like that's a classic fill setup. So let's just throw our limits on there. Okay, limit, where am I putting my limit? Instantly in the CE of the gap, and then I'm going to check if it lines up. Bam, right? And then bam, bam. And then here's my stop. And then after that, I'm gonna go and check if it lines up. Like I just gotta throw it, because through Q3, Q4, like I just gotta throw it down. Right, now we're gonna go here and look. Bam, bam. -1, -1.5. If I take this one, it does line up. And it lines up with the higher half of it. So if it lines up with the higher half of it, I think we're in a good place, because we don't really want the wick to come all the way up here. There's really not much up there. So that lines up. First manipulation is right here. So first manipulation from here, bam, bam. This one lines up super nicely as well. Okay. If you go on the 1 minute, what do you see on the 1 minute? -1, -1.5, -1.5. Oof. Yeah, the 1 minute's really telling me about that higher gap. So for that specific reason, I'm gonna throw my limit up here, and then depending how we act, I can bring it down lower. So I'm gonna have this, and I'll have my buy stop right here, because this -1, it's right there, and it lines up much better. And if I take the first manipulation, yeah, okay, so I like this a little bit more. So let's see if we even pull back. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're gonna pull back. Yep, we didn't pull back. Oh, we pulled back on the Dow. That's unfortunate. You see, we pulled back on the Dow. That next candle hits it, and there's your fill about to happen right here on the Dow. Bam, there's the fill. And so this is another thing. Again, like if you can recognize that fill, Here's your change in state once it closes below here. Well, actually, your change in state technically is right. Oh, we close below. That's okay. Yeah, 15-second SMT. Here, so your change in state right here is this. I mean, that's not really a clean change in state, but okay. Bam. I mean, at this point, you can throw this thing down. I don't know where I can put it. Where should I put it? This is a safer spot. Put it a little higher. I don't know if I'll get filled. What's my risk here? I want to put my stop up there. 55. Okay, this is fine. Are we serious? Okay, I don't know what's going on today. Okay. Okay. Well, if we went below, this obviously would have been the limit. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm getting edged. Like, I'm genuinely just getting edged. This is obvious. Okay. Okay, so, yeah. So, essentially, alright, 1 minute right here was a tap in there into the gap. The next minute pulled back up. So, I mean, yeah, this is your classic change in state right here. Here's a 15-second SMT on the S. So, yeah, that's what we get. And then you can run this probably for 5R. For the good old 5R. Dude, 5R is literally so quick. It's crazy. Like, look at this. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, you're either winning it or losing it. Let's see if you got stopped. You only got stopped. Nah. You only got 5, yeah. Bottom dick on the 5R as well. And then you get this mean pullback. So that's really nice. Top dick, bottom dick. Alright. And continue. Oh, I gotta go soon. Pullback. Yep. Okay. Do we actually reverse off this? Check this out. Here's the next one. Like, it just, yeah. Okay. So here's our change in state. All right. Here's our high to low. So, bam, bam. And again, is that the same gap that was at? Yeah, it was. So what do we have now? Well, here's 2 ways to look at this. I don't really remember what the day did, but I have a feeling like we're gonna pull back down lower. We have this micro right here. I feel like we're gonna pull down lower, and then we're gonna turn around. And the reason why I say this is because here's our change in state. We went above it. We have this little close above it on ES. We have accumulation. So this would be manipulation, and then we would go through it. That's what I'm assuming we do. I'm monitoring this low. We went below the low on all 3. We're in some gaps on Dow. So I want to drag this from high to low to see if we can get a reversal level. So here's the first crack. That's not actually that kind of that's so ugly. I don't like that. 3 minute. We don't have a rejection wick. It's a 5 minute PSP. So what I'm looking at right now, honestly, we got hella gaps on the S. Take this inversion. Just lining up pretty well with this gap in the S. I just want to see us pull lower and then have a change in state to go higher. Okay? This gap, wait, we're below this one, right? Body's closed below on the S, body's closed above on NQ. Okay. It's also halfway through 11, so if you have a pullback, this would be around the time. Change in state. No 15-second SMT, which I'm not happy about. That's the only thing holding me back. I don't really want to drop the limit. Okay, we wicked below on Dow. One more. I want that 15-second SMT to happen like right now. So I'm going to throw my limit down like right here. Yeah, the body lows. And then I'll have a 50 tick. Are we serious, bro? Why am I getting edge again? Alright, fine, fuck it. Like, we'll just say I put it a little higher. Let's just, whatever, man. I'll just be putting it to the bodies. 50 ticks, right? Like I said. Okay, 50 ticks is diabolic here, but whatever. We're doing 40, dude. Fuck that. Okay. Did I just get that shit? I low-key did. Alright, so that, I mean, what, why? Okay, bam! Bam! This candle right here. That was a 15-second. Yeah. That was a 15-second. And if we were to pull back, we have to pull back quite heavy on here. So, but how heavy? Again, okay, so right, like, look, bro, like, this ended up being an ugly fill, but it still was a fill set technically. So it's just like, we got it on the PSP even. Alright. I mean, the only level I see us pulling back to at least is just these body highs. That is a lot of RR. I don't know if it's going to go up there, but. So first we're going to check if we get the 5R. If we get the 5R, then 2 of my accounts are good. So we just hit the 5R. So the rest of it would be a 1 mini or a 2 mini account that's just running to TP. So unfortunate. Yep. But the good thing, what the fuck did it hit? Okay. Did it hit -4 max extension? If it hit -4 or it hit -3.5, then I'm going to be fine. In that case, I might have left. -3.5 is right there. First manipulation leg. First manipulation leg. -2, 2.5. This one. Okay. I don't know. I would hope I would leave. Yeah. I'll probably have left. I don't know. Partial for sure if I had 2 minis, but anyway. I would have made at least a lot of money there. And that was clean though. I mean, like right there, like I literally explained that to you guys. Like, anyway, but that's all about the market structure, right? So just understanding those SMTs. So yeah, I'm gonna do more examples later today. I gotta go right now. Maybe that helps someone. I don't know.